Hello everyone, welcome back to another video. Today I want to talk about Pokemon and selling. Now I know that when you mention the word selling and Pokemon on the same line, there's so much backlash. However, it is actually important to learn how to sell. Now I know there's going to be some people who are probably never going to sell, who want to take their collection to the grave, and hey, look, more props to you, right? Like, that is very commendable. Now I know that Pokemon is very nostalgic to some people, and I know the word selling brings a negative connotation. However, I know that at some point there could be some type of emergency, and I know that at some point we may look at our Pokemon cards and say, hey, you know what, if I could sell this off, maybe I'm able to pay a hospital bill, maybe I'm able to pay my house off, or any of the important life events. So I want to go over what I actually do in my case, because I like to use the profits from anything that I sell in order to build my collection. Now, some people use eBay, which is one of the most simpler ways to try to sell your collection. However, the problem comes with some of the fees, right? Like, as we all know, there's like a 13.5% fee, and there's also shipping involved, and there's a lot of manual labor. Or the issue here is when you try to sell and you have to deal with a lot of the customers. Most of the time, if you have sold on eBay before, you're gonna find out that you will get a lot of low offers. I like to believe that this hobby has become more educated. So what happens is, everyone off eBay, especially if you have an item listed with a best offer, they will try to get the best bang for their buck, and you would eventually get super low offers, right? I am an eBay seller trying to build, your eBay store, and I have dealt with plenty of this, right? So there's a lot of manual labor. It's probably the simplest way to do it, simplest way to sell. The other place to sell is Fanatics. It's very hands-off. I actually truly enjoy using it. The only issue is just having to send your stuff up to Fanatics, right? There could be some issues with, your USPS or UPS or whoever, FedEx, whoever you send your package with, and that would be very unfortunate. This is just a risk that you have to take in this hobby when you're trying to move cars from one place to another. Fanatics is very hands-off. You list your cards, and that's pretty much it. You either list them for auction or buy now. There is a 6% fee on buy now listings, but this is only if you are within a percentage of the market, which is based on car ladder. And so if the price of an item is $280 and you are within a percentage of that, you will get 6%. If your price is over, I'm not entirely sure, I don't want to give out a percentage right now because I'm off the top of my head, I can't remember, but if you are way above market, you will have to pay 12%. Another thing is, under auctions, there is a 20% buyer's premium. So auctions may actually go lower than other sites, but that is only because there is a 20% buyer premium. So if you actually add the 20% buyer premium, most of the auctions go for pretty similar to what happens on eBay. There is a lot of shield bidding on eBay, so we all know that a lot of the slabs on eBay, at times, they're not even sold for, they're not even paid for. And one thing that I like about Fanatics is that if a buyer does not pay for an auction, they are actually banned from the platform. Another option to sell would be using cosigners. Me personally, I use DC Sports. I've never had any issues with them. I just send the stuff in. I get a percentage back. Instant payouts whenever they receive the payouts from their buyer. And I really do not have anything bad to say about DC Sports. I've used them for now close to a year. I've sold countless stuff through them. No issues at all whatsoever. Now, I wanted to go over some of my selling history on eBay and Fanatics. only for a credibility check, like Pokémon would say. On this video, I will also go into my Fanatics and eBay, given that I want to show just, you know, some of my sales history, so you guys can see and know that I actually have sales history and that I am talking from experience and not just some random person here on the internet trying to give out market talk and opinions when I don't have anything to base on. I will definitely go through my eBay and Fanatics 90-day quarterly, although my eBay has definitely slowed down a little bit, given that a lot of the plays that I used to make were from PSA that slowed down a bit. I have moved some of my selling to Fanatics now, and I will go over some of the details and my experience with the platform. Hello, it's me again. So, sent or graded about 445 items. All right, so this is one of those methods that I actually enjoy doing, right? Like, I actually enjoy selling through Fanatics, given that it's very hands-off. The only unfortunate thing is that at times some of the auctions do go for lower, right? Some of them, not all of them, some of them, and that is due because of the 20% buyer premium, right? So I just kind of wanted to show you some of the seller history. So now we are going to eBay. So on eBay, I'm actually a top rated seller. Here we have some of the parameters. We have my seller profile. I've had this account since 2010. I have 100% positive feedback. I take pride into my work, and I've sold over 380 items, right? So eBay is actually pretty user-friendly and very beginner-friendly. If you just want to sell some of your collections, this might be a very good place to sell your stuff. It is important that you learn how to sell because you never know what could happen. With that being said, I really enjoy selling. I enjoy buying. I enjoy trading. All right, it is all part of the hobby. I think it is very important to learn how to do these things if you want to grow your collection, right? If you want to invest, you want to grow, eventually you want to sell some of these items. Whether that is for, you know, personal reasons, or you just want to move into something new, something shiny that caught your eyes, and you want to be able to move those funds correctly. You know, so if you found this video helpful, please leave a like, subscribe, and a comment. I will definitely look through them, and I will definitely answer any questions you may have. Peace.